picked up from your home. So the lunches are not made by the men who deliver. They are made in your house. It's a home-cooked meal. Or if there's no one at home to cook your meal, it can be catered to. There are a whole bunch of even women who have set up cottage industries within the house to supply home-cooked meals to office goers. So the food is cooked and packed into a tiffin, which is like 3 cylindrical boxes, one on top of the other, and put into another hot case and ready to be picked up by the dabbawala. So the dabbawala comes to your home at a particular time. It's usually the most dreaded doorbell, because if that lunch is not ready and packed, they're not going to wait. It's a very tightly scheduled relay system. And he picks up the dabba, takes it to the closest railway station where there's another group waiting, again take it to the next place. So it's a relay system. It's not as easy and simple as the person who picks up your lunch box is the same guy who delivers it. That's very easy. But it changes hands according to how far you live from the place of your work. So they bring the lunch boxes to a central area, and then from there, at each center, at each railway station actually, along the railway line, there are a whole bunch of them waiting. Yeah, this is called Fashion Street on the left. These are all stalls that sell a lot of surpluses from our garment industry, so there's a real great bargain to be had over here. You can get shirts for as low as $3 and $4. Bargaining is, of course, the norm. Will they take dollars? Yeah. Usually no. And it starts at about 11 o'clock in the morning and goes on till almost 9 in the night, this informal street shopping. And back to the dabbawalas. So these dabbawalas will bring the lunch to your office, and it's at a very nominal, just like Dhobis, it's a very nominal service charge. They charge about, it works out to about $50 to $20 a month for the courier. So every day of the week, working day, you can get your lunch delivered right bang on time at 1 o'clock. And they also do the reverse. They will pick up the empty lunch boxes and bring it back to your house. It's a 130-year-old system, which was first initial deliveries were done because in those days textile workers did not have access to lunch in the mills. There was no fast food around 130 years ago. So a group of villagers decided that they will get together and do a social service of picking up lunch from the mill workers' home and delivering it to the mill workers at lunchtime. And it was so successful that it spread to the other businesses. And today, the 5,000 dabbawalas deliver 250,000 lunches every day, every working day. 5,000 dabbawalas working as a cooperative union, as a cooperative society. So they pool in their money together. One may have 40 clients, one may have 50, one may have 60, but the money is all collected and pooled together in the central office, and then everyone is given an equitable rate. And these, like I told you, were simple villagemen from a cluster of villages 100 kilometers northeast of Mumbai. And that's why there's a bonding, there's like a brotherhood amongst them. They tend to know one another or each other's relatives, and it stretches across all age groups. So you'll have the dabbawalas, you'll see some in their 20s, some in their 50s, some in their 60s, in their 30s, all different age groups. Out of the 5,000, only 2 are women. And they took over the dabbawala route from their husbands. They mainly leave the families again behind in the villages, and they only take about 2 holidays in a year. Except, of course, Sundays, which is not a working day, and Saturday, where half of the offices are closed. We in Mumbai have taken them for granted for so long because we're so used to this system that we never really paid attention to them till Prince Charles asked for an interview for the head of the union, because he found that it's fantastic, these men delivering 250,000 lunches and not making a mistake, and no names and addresses. So he asked for a meeting when he was planning his trip to Mumbai. This was almost about 10-15 years ago, before his marriage to Camellia. And he he was told to wait outside of Churchgate Station beneath the clock at exactly 10 minutes to noon. And the interview will start then and end at exactly noon, because then the supervisor has to go around making sure that all the dabbas are off the streets. So Prince Charles was there waiting, and the media went crazy taking photographs of Prince Charles waiting for the dabbawala, and then he spoke to them for 10 minutes and the interview was over. But it made headlines and it made people aware, including us who live in Mumbai and take them for granted, of the fantastic job they do. At such a nominal price, 70-kilometer radius, they're ready to pick up your lunch. Yes, as long as there's a train station close by, they're ready to pick up your lunch. And the lunch, actually it's an interesting concept. They say that we don't only deliver lunches, but we also deliver wallets that have been forgotten at home, movie tickets, love letters, handkerchiefs, all of that go into the dabba, or I'll give it to the dabba while I say, please, can you take this? It's also created income from, like I said, cottage industries, women who are good at cooking, and they can turn it into a profession, because you can order lunch from there and the dabbawala will go to her house to pick up the lunches. A lot of caterers have taken over. You know, India is one of the biggest countries where we have largest number of diabetes in the world. So people are getting aware now that they have to eat low-fat food. So a lot of caterers are supplying this sort of food, and the dabbawalas go there to pick up. A lot of the multinationals are eyeing to advertise their brands on the dabbawalas because they're very visual. They are eco-friendly. They do not use any fuel for the deliveries. They catch the train. In fact, there's a dabbawala special at about 10:30. There's one compartment where the dabbawalas will be with all their dabbas. And then at their final destination, the delivery is done by handcart or by bicycles. So they don't use any fuel at all. It's one of the most eco-friendly products that's there. A lot of people ask, why is it that people don't carry lunches by themselves? Well, some of the commute starts very early in the morning, very early to really make lunch. And all of our Indian men are spoiled mama's boys. They don't settle. They don't settle for a mere sandwich. It has to be a 3-course meal. There's a cereal. Well, actually, if you really look at Indian home food, jokes aside, you have a cereal and you have a vegetable. Cereal can be a chapati or rice. And there's always a lentil. There's usually 2 vegetables. There's yogurt and a salad. And if your health permits it, something sweet. And then, of course, Indian food is a tremendous variety. You have the Jains who don't eat onions and garlic. You have the Hindus who don't eat beef. You have, the Muslims who don't eat pork. So many different regional varieties of cuisine. So it's easy then to cater to your particular taste. Economical also. You're getting good, nutritious, home-cooked meals. And at one time, before all this security threat and the terrorist attack, you could even send lunch to your children. The dabbawalas would deliver to schools.
Oh, school?
Yes. Except my son never wanted the dabbas. He says, your cooking is so bad, my school lunch is better. Sorry? That's the cricket, yes, that's the cricket stadium. Yeah, that's the Cricket Club of India stadium. So it's amazing the work that they do, and when you see them work, you'd really wonder how do they all get it right. It's when you look at those dabbas, except for the new ones which has the name, the rest of them have an alphanumerical color coding system, which is just Greek and Latin to us. But they know exactly where to pick up their dabba and where to place it next in this whole relay system. They do it by looking at the codes. Each one of them is taught the code. And suppose you're sick, what happens to your 50 dabbas? There is a backup there. There's someone who knows your codes too. So work never suffers. They've never had a strike in their 130-year-old service. So it's just fantastic the way they provide this service in Mumbai, and people who have been transferred, if their job has taken them elsewhere, miss the system. And we've had a lot of New Yorkers asking if they can import the dabbawalas to New York, because it's just amazing how they work against all of these restrictions, and their logistics is fantastic. Sigma 6, 1 in 16 million deliveries is the mistake they make. Fantastic. That's why the Lunchbox, when it was released, the film I told you about yesterday that won an award in the Cannes critique category, the Dabbawalas initially didn't like the film because it plays upon a mistake in a delivery. I said, this is not realistic. It doesn't happen. But it is a very, very sweet film, and please try and catch it if you can, especially now that you've been to Mumbai and seen the Dabbawalas at work.
How do you spell that again?
D-A-B-B-A, Dabba. Dabba means the lunchbox, and Wala is the provider of service. W-A-L-L-A-H. Dabba, D-A-B-B-A, W-A-L-L-A-H. So we'll have to do a bit of shuffling around when we are watching, because the cruise liner people may have also come here. It's become like really a tourist destination now, the spot outside of Churchgate Station. And you can see the clock here. On the right is the clock where Prince Charles waited for the head of their union. And they all work. They usually wear this white cap, and then there's a shirt, or there's these white loose trousers, but this white cap is what you will normally see them with.
Like over here?
Yeah, they're all here on the pavement. There's a whole bunch of them. Oh. They have different sorting centers all over. There's some even across the road. But it's all well orchestrated, you know. Each one knows exactly where to look for his dabba. Come, we'll get down so you have a photo op.
And one thing to keep in mind is they are working, so you want to stay out of their way, okay?